Next to it is a 2023 El Capitan R1S quad motor. This is an opportunity for Abby to check out the R1S, and who knows? What's going on, everyone? My name is Sherwin, and today we are in the R1S studios. We have the R1S because the R1T is in service center and they have one available. It's actually louder than usual. You know what it is? All-terrain tires. This has a 20-inch all-terrain tires, and it is fairly audible compared to the road tires. I was like, wait, what is that noise? But anyway, we have the R1T in service. I'm going to be sharing with you my experience with the R1S. I'm a little bit concerned because I'm liking it already. All right, we've been driving the R1S for about 2 hours now, and yeah, the all-terrain tires are a little bit noisier, and I also noticed a rattle somewhere here in the on the dash somewhere. I don't know, but I'll insert a clip. So far, my feeling with this truck is, oh, see, I said truck, but so far my feeling is it feels like my truck, but with 7 seats. And overall experience so far, just in about 2 hours of driving it, is I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it, and I want to see what Abby thinks about it. Because this is one of the vehicles that I was actually considering if we weren't going to jump in to another Model X, or at least in the future, if or when that time comes to get rid of the Model X, would we continue to consider this? Now, the other vehicle that we were also looking at, or at least I'm looking at, or I'm curious about, is the Lucid Gravity. It is not out yet, but I am curious about it. But this video, I think how I'm gonna be doing this video is just do an observation for however long I'm gonna have this vehicle. Hopefully I could have it for more than a day. I'm gonna be comparing this vehicle to the Model X. I recently did a 10,000 mile review of the Model X Plaid. If you haven't checked out that video, please go check it out. So we're gonna be having fun with this video and comparison. So Abby is checking it out for the first time. So the first thing she said is it stinks. It stinks. So Rivian's loaners are just as dirty as Tesla's. So she is in the third row and she said it's spacious. Now we hardly sit in the third row in the Model X, but yeah. Just a quick look at the condition of this vehicle. So it's just as dirty as Tesla loaners, but I think the so Tesla is it back there? It's dirty.
More dirty. I don't know what they did here. Like they ate something, or I don't know.
Yeah, it's not clean. It's not clean. So that's something that's similar to Tesla and Rivian, the loaners. But this is the first loaner that I was given, so yeah, she's liking it. So we're gonna go for a little drive, and then we're gonna do a comparison between this and the Model X. All right, Abby is going for a test drive.
Pag this is mas harder yung
The brake is
mas
the regen braking is a little more aggressive.
aggressive, yeah.
But that's only on standard. You could even make it more aggressive.
What is that sound?
Because it has I have kneel mode enabled. When you are parked, it lowers itself automatically. When you start driving, it raises itself. Because we don't have the running boards on here. This is, you get more light inside because the entire roof is glass. The Model X is just a little. No, it has UV. You know, the new one, the Gen 2, has I think it's called opaque roof, where the color changes and it like I don't know how to explain it, but it closes it by adding color to the roof. But I think this one is easier to turn. I parked it at the Amazon store, the Amazon grocery. Easier to park. Yeah, I had no food. I had to go get food.
Is there a lot of people? Parang
Yeah, it was a lot of people.
Yeah.
And this
Do they
morning
have,
there was a
like-
line this morning.
Oh, do they have like some kind of promo for?
I don't know. I mean, if you're Amazon Prime, you get a discount. But I think the turn radius on this is a little better than the truck. She's going to try to park. I like the cameras on these in the Tesla because this has the 360. Look at the camera. I usually look at the camera.
Ayun pa.
Yeah, I told you, look at the camera. Don't use your mirrors because the mirrors don't fold down. They don't roll down here. Just look at the camera. See, I think it's easier to park with the 360.
Wala nilang ganito yung Tesla, no?
No, they have Tesla. Your Model X has Tesla Vision, that weird predator looking thing, and then
mas malapit ka na ngayon.
yeah. See, this is you won't curb rash you won't curb rash anyway because their wheels have meat on them. It doesn't feel as heavy for the size of the vehicle, huh? Yeah, that's one thing I noticed. It doesn't feel as heavy. The truck is a little heavy.
Yeah.
This one isn't. Yeah, this one isn't as heavy.
Bakit kaya?
I think because you could turn that steering wheel, like do a U-turn somewhere. I think it's really good turn radius.
I just don't like na hindi masyadong kita tong ito.
What is a blind side? What?
Yeah, hindi ko masyadong kita.
How is that? You know how the hood? Are you getting used to that? Because you see the hood. We don't see the hood on the Tesla.
No, it's okay. It's something different, but
that's how the truck is. You could see the hood in front of you.
Yeah. But the truck is heavy.
Yeah, the truck feels heavier than this. This doesn't feel like a 3-row SUV. It feels like the Model Y a little bit.
Parang hindi ka may dalang you don't have yung ganito kalaking sasakyan.
It doesn't feel big.
Yeah. Parang regular car lang din yung dala mo na mataas.
Feels like the Sienna.
Yeah.
The Sienna feels like a Camry. That's one thing I like about the Sienna. It feels like a tall Camry.
This one.
Yeah, if there was a Rivian dealership nearby at the time we were getting the Plaid, this was like in the high contender. This is like number 2 on our list. And what prevented us from even considering it is there was no Rivian service center nearby. And as you can see right now with my truck, I've gone there 3 or 4 times already within 6 months. And luckily they finally have one nearby. But at that time we didn't know that there was going to be one near the house, so this wasn't even a consideration. Well, it was in our heads, but yeah, just the fact that we didn't have a dealership nearby, we didn't consider it.
Kagaya ito, paano makikita kung nasa...
Just turn on the camera right here. See? You can turn on the camera.
That's nice.
So,
this is nice.
Are we trading in? She loves her Model X. See, it's Neo mode. It's lowering.
Like this probably after the X, but I still like my X.
All right, we are here in the Park Studios, and something happened on the way here. Actually, right before I left, the powered tailgate started acting up. The lower part, the car thinks it's not closed, So is this malfunctioning? I don't know what's going on. I've already done a soft reset, and yeah, I think Rivian just tries to be like Tesla so much it even matches it in quality. But anyway, we're gonna pull through this because I want to show this to you, and I've also brought the suitcase that I use for the Model X 10,000 mile review. So let's get started. So right now we have this. This is a 2023 Rivian R1S quad motor. And the color is El Capitan with the black mountain interior. This has the all-terrain tires, and the measurements are 275, 65, and 20. They are 20-inch in diameter. The R1T that I have is a 21-inch road tire. These are slightly more noisy than the road tires. So this was built around August of 2023. It is the Adventure package. And you could tell that this is quad motor because of the yellow color in the brake calipers, as well as the outline of the Rivian text right there. Now, as mentioned, this is El Capitan in color, the exterior. It is 7 seats, 2, 3, and 2, 3 rows. And what we're gonna do right now is take a look at the frunk. The frunk, compared to the Model X, is a little bit more spacious. And what we have here is the upper part. Now, there is a little handle here where you could pull up, and there is a magnet here that you can latch on there and leave it open. This thing gets pretty deep. This is the charger that comes with all Rivians at the moment. Unlike Tesla, Rivian does give you a mobile charger that you could use at home as well as when you are on the road. It does also have an adapter for level 2 charging. This also has a drain, so you can store ice on here and have a little, or a giant, not even little, but a giant cooler. Now we're gonna go grab the suitcases that I used in the Model X video and see what we could do as far as putting them here on the front. All right, so this is, I guess, your standard check-in luggage, and I think it's gonna fit. But let's go and try and close it. Oh, boom! Check that out! It fits, dude. Yes. Can't do that in the Model X. All right, so I brought the hand carry luggage, and we're gonna try and close this, see if both of them fit. What do y'all think? No, it will not go. Can we move this or position it? No, it's pretty tall. If you have a smaller check-in luggage, you might be able to get away with it. Wonder if I can turn this around, maybe this way. Let's see, I'm gonna try it this way, just different orientation, but I think this part is a little too much. Yeah, it's not gonna go through. So but yeah, it is bigger. The frunk is bigger than the Model X. All right, we have put back this cover, and we put this suitcase back in, and let's try and close it. Yeah, it's gonna close. It's definitely gonna close. Look at that. Look how big that frunk is. I don't think this hand carry is gonna fit though. Yeah, it isn't gonna fit. This is the charge port. It is located on the left front side, driver's side of the vehicle. It is not the quote unquote proper place if we're just comparing it to Tesla. You may have to take up 2 spaces depending on where you're going to be charging because of the placement of the port. I have charged my Rivian R1T at Tesla superchargers before, and I mean, in road trips I have not had any issues with it, and I have videos on that if you want to go and check it out. But because those road trips, all the superchargers along the route are fairly many, it's like 40 of them at least, so you're not going to have any issues with availability unless it is on a holiday weekend. Now they are planning to move that port to the rear left side of the vehicle to match all of Tesla vehicles in the future. But now you're going to see one big advantage here if you compare it to the Model X. The trunk area goes all the way across, lines up to the roof. The Model X, just, man, it just gets cut down like this. You lose all that space. So what does that mean? Well, you have more room. You have, it's taller. So as a reminder, this tailgate is not cooperating. So I have everything on manual. And unfortunately, this lower tailgate, I cannot open. So this normally opens and you could sit on it. It could act as a table, but it's real handy. I like the design. But yes, this is a 3-row SUV design. We have a 110 volt outlet here with 1500 watt max capability, as well as a 12 volt with 180 watt max here. This has a slider to close it. And then these 2 buttons actually lower the 2nd row seats. All of these 2nd and 3rd row seats can be lying flat, so you could have more space. These have rails on them as well, and they can be moved. These clips can be moved, or anchor points, mounting points. They could be moved along the rails by pushing this button and sliding it. There are some 3D print designs that you can add onto here if you want to have more mounting points. Now, this also has extra space underneath, and this is where you can find your first aid kit, as well as for your air compressor, the hose, and some adapters. Now I wish this had a way to like stay up, the cover. I wonder, yeah, just do it this way. And so this is similar to the R1T, where this is the tire repair kit, and we have some adapters. We have the needle for balls, and then we have inflatable adapter for like air mattresses, as well as, I can't remember what this adapter is called. Is it a Schroeder for bike tires? Now below this, you could remove it. There's even more room down there. More room. Look at that. That's insane. All right, so here in the back, as you can see, both suitcases can fit. I haven't even removed the cover here. I have it on there. And that's the advantage of just having that roof line go all the way back without having it slope down. So it fits. Look at that. You could fit 2 of these guys. Or you could fit maybe even 4 of these hand carry luggages, by orientating it this way, I think you could fit maybe 4, but you could fit 2 of these check-in luggages. See, as you can see, it fits inside, and we can close it up. All right, we are now inside the vehicle. We are on the front row, and it's similar to the R1T as far as the layout and everything. But yeah, this is that ash wood trim. Very nice. This is just like Tesla, where you get software updates. It has dual screens, just like the Model X. You have a screen here and you have a screen here. This screen is also like the Model X, where it is not touchscreen, but it is customizable. This part right here, you can actually change by holding down the left button. And now you could see your TPMS. Oh wow, it's pretty low. We probably need to air up. And then you have efficiency display, and then you could put part of the map there. So there's 3 different screens that you can change here. This part will tell you what gear you're in, as well as other information. Unlike the Model X, this has glass roof all the way back from the front all the way back to about where the second row ends. This, however, does not have the cockpit windshield. So as you can see, this windshield begins there and it ends right here. So it's just a regular windshield. This also, when you are driving, you could see the frunk or the hood as you are driving. If you've seen my R1T video, that's one of the things that I commented about during my first demo drive. But it'll look similar to this, where when you're driving, you could see the hood. Now, if you haven't driven an EV or a Tesla, this is probably normal for you. But none of the Teslas, you can see the hood as you are driving, unless you're tall. I don't know, I'm not that tall, but that's one of the differences that I noticed immediately as far as driving from Tesla to Rivian. Now, as far as the seats, I think they're designed fairly well. I like the way it looks. Now, these seats are firmer than my Teslas, but the front seats have both ventilated and heated seats. I like the design. What do you think? Another difference between Rivian and Tesla is the center console does not extend all the way to the front. Here, it just stops. But you do have a giant space here you could put. Abby likes to put her bag there. You could put a backpack there. It's pretty large. Your cup holders are here. And you will notice that it is a bit dirty, just like Tesla loaners. Another thing that Rivian tries to copy Tesla on is having dirty and filthy loaners. I might have to clean this. I'm gonna have to clean this if I have to keep it for another couple of days, but I'm probably gonna clean it. Now this is the center console, and there's 2 buttons here. It opens, it's 2 doors. It opens up. Now, if your car goes to sleep, or if it's locked, these buttons are actually also locked, so you can't get in. But you just press a button, and they open. There are 2 USB-C ports here, and the cool thing about this is there's actually little gaps or holes so you could feed your cables through, unlike Tesla, where they can get pinched when you close your center console doors. Now this is a wireless charging pad, and it sucks. I'm not even gonna go talk about it. It just sucks. I wouldn't use it. Wireless charging sucks in my opinion. They're slow, they heat up your phone, and yeah, anyway, yeah, I don't like it. And your phone slides around, so yeah, it just stops charging. So I always charge with a cable, it's quicker. Now this is a Gen 1 R1S where opening the doors, you use these pull handles. Unlike with Tesla, there are buttons to open the door. The Gen 2 R1S, they switched them to buttons now, but this is just like your regular handles. You have 4 window controllers with auto up and auto down for all 4 windows. Unlike the Model X, the Rivian has regular doors on the second row. They are not Falcon wing doors and they are not sliding doors. Please excuse the mess. This is a Rivian loaner, but this is a 7-seater as mentioned. So you have 2 seats in the front, 3 seats in the second row, and 2 more seats in the third row. To get to the third row, there is a button right here that you press, and this reclines forward, and now you can move it forward. Fairly easy to get in and out. Now, although I am only 5 foot 5 inches or 4 feet 17 inches tall, it's easy for me to get in and out of here and not have to worry about leg room. It's the benefits of not being tall. Back here in the third row, what I like about it, aside from it being dirty, is this is where the cup holders are. In the Model X, they are between the seats here. What's also nice about it is there are storage here on the side. The USB-C port is also inside here, where it is out of the way. In the Model X, they are positioned down here, where you may or may not hit it with your leg as you're going in and out. From my understanding, these are actual vents. I could be wrong, but these are actual vents where HVACs go in. The Model X just has like airflow. The third row also has their own glass roof. Now, the second row does have a screen just like the Model X, but this is just to control your HVAC and Bluetooth device and get internet. One cool thing this thing does have is an outlet down here, 110 volt outlet. Down here, it's just a regular house plug, as well as 2 USB-C ports here, and 1 USB-C port behind each of the headrests from the front row. There are little hooks here, so you could hook things onto here. I do have an accessory that you can purchase from Best EV Mods if you want to mount devices on here. Check out the link in the description below if you want to go and check it out. Now this is also a cup holder. One thing I did forget to mention is this does not have a glove box, but what you do get are under seat storage compartments right here, and they exist in both front row seats. They're not that big though. This also has a camp speaker, which is located there. You can connect to it via Bluetooth using your mobile devices or any other Bluetooth devices. This does have a lock and unlock feature, so make sure to not just pull it out because it may be locked. Make sure you unlock it. This also has, just like the R1T, a flashlight, which is located here on the front door. These are rechargeable, so once you put it back in, both speakers and flashlight will charge. We're gonna go for a little drive, but before we go and do that, let me show you the different drive modes that the quad motor has. You have two different like main drive modes. You have your on-road and you have your off-road. Both have different drive settings. But on road, you have all-purpose. You have your conserve mode where it would turn off a set of motors. I believe it'll turn off the rear two motors and only use the front two motors. Now, by doing that, you do gain a little bit more efficiency, but do keep in mind you are going to be having more wear and tear on the front motors, as well as your threads on the front tires are going to be used a little bit more. You also have your sport mode, which is equivalent to like your performance or like, I guess, quote unquote plaid mode, where it will lower your ride height and do different settings to the vehicle so that you can have the performance. You also have snow mode. Now, these have presets that will set your height, ride feel, regen, and stability. Even though you select one of these drive modes and it picks all this stuff for you, you can manually adjust it as you please. This also has trailer mode because it does come with a hitch standard. And the cool thing about this screen, what I love about this screen is you have your PSI information from your TPMS here, but you also have the motor temperatures here. Again, this is a quad motor and you could see the individual temperatures for each motor, as well as the battery temperature and your elevation, the current elevation. Really cool information I wish Tesla would implement. Now, the only thing that's weird is when you charge the vehicle, the battery temperature doesn't display. I wish it just displayed it. The other great thing about this car is it has the 360-degree camera. I think this is very beneficial when you are parking. Now, this car doesn't feel that big to me. It feels like a smaller car. Unlike when I drive my R1T truck, it just feels pretty bulky. So parking can be a challenge. It can, I'm not gonna say all the time. But there are different view modes here. By pressing this, it changes the view modes. So this enables the side cameras. This mode does like the 360-degree and your front camera. And then if you press this, it shows your rear camera. On the R1T, there is an extra camera angle. It's the bed camera. So there's one more triangle up here where you could see the bed of the truck. This doesn't have it because this doesn't have a bed. And as you can see, it is malfunctioning right now. It thinks the tailgate is open, but it's not. All right, we're gonna just go for a drive. I'm trying to match what I showed you in the Model X video so that you can compare between the two vehicles by watching both videos. Also, I'd like to remind you that if you do like this video, please go ahead and like. And if you haven't subscribed, I invite you to subscribe to the channel as well. And if you do decide on purchasing a Rivian, whether an R1S or an R1T, I do have a referral link in the video description below. Or if you end up buying a Tesla, I have a Tesla referral link in the video description below as well. So let's go for a drive. So right now it is gonna beep at me and it has disabled the sensors around the vehicle because it thinks that the tailgate is down, but it's not. All right, we're gonna go. And I mentioned before that it does feel like a smaller vehicle when parking, and parking is very easy because of the 360-degree angle cameras. It's very helpful. At first I thought missing the Tesla, because Tesla, when you park, The side mirrors actually roll down so you could see like the curb, so you don't damage your wheels and tires, and so you know how far you are away from the curb. I thought I was going to miss that, but I actually missed the 360-degree view when I'm back in my Tesla. I think, in my opinion, that having the 360-degree camera angles is a lot better than what Tesla has to offer. Now, I did put this on performance mode and put everything just to get the feel of how quick and responsive this is. It is pretty quick. And as mentioned before, when I did my demo drive of the R1T Quad, it's no plaid. But with the numbers and everything, if you look at what's on paper, I mean, it's not too far off from a plaid, but you do have to be reminded that this SUV, I think is 8,000 pounds compared to the Model X that sits somewhere around 6,000, I think, maybe less. I'll put all the numbers up of the weight comparison on the screen, but I don't know if the microphone's gonna pick it up. But there is a little bit of the tire noise, the road noise, because we are on all-terrain tires. As far as comfort, I think the Model X seats are a little bit softer. These seats are firmer, and whether that's good or bad, that's really up to you. Let me turn on the ventilated seats because it is getting warm. Now, this does have its own version of ADAS, the assisted driving system. It is not like FSD. Rivian is not at that stage yet, but they do have their own version called Driver Plus, but it is not available in all roads. But as far as it being comfortable to drive, I think it's pretty comfortable. I mean, I would say that I'm a little bit more comfortable with the Model X, but not by much. It's just a slightly different vehicle to drive. This drives more like an SUV with like a truck chassis than let's say the Model X feeling like a minivan when you drive it. The suspension feels a little bit softer. Now, yes, you can adjust the firmness or the softness of the suspension, but I still find that the Model X is a little bit more softer, more to my taste, depending on, you know, how you want to feel that day. But for road trips, you want to go a little bit more softer. I have not driven this off-road, nor have I driven the R1T off-road yet, but I bet it is fun. You cannot do that with the Model X, and I wouldn't suggest doing it with the Model X. For one, you don't have the tires for it. All right, so Rivian does have their own version of Sentry mode, which is the alarm system. It is called Gear Guard. And what Gear Guard does is it pretty much records when you are not in your vehicle and your vehicle is locked. Now, one thing that is different is Rivian does not come with an external drive that stores these footage. It only stores incident recorded incidents. Incident recorded? Anyway, if it detects an incident, it'll record it and it'll store it in the internal storage space within the vehicle. Anything else, you're gonna need to purchase a hard drive that plugs into the USB-C port in the center console. The last two cars we've gotten from Tesla, the Model X Plaid and the Model Y Performance, I believe included a Tesla branded USB flash drive, so you don't have to worry about that. The only thing though is if you don't have a flash drive in your Tesla, it will not save anything. Unlike with Rivian, even if you don't have a storage drive, it will record and save incidents, reported incidents. So like, let's say you got into an accident or there is impact on the vehicle, it's going to record it. When we went to go camping, it actually hit a bump hard enough, the R1T did, that it recorded it as an incident. It thought it was, you know, some kind of accident or something. So I kind of laughed at that. But yeah, it was just a bad road. Like they put a steel plate on the road and the truck thought it was an incident. So it saved it. Now, another difference that the Model X has, at least the newer versions of the Model X, is it has matrix headlights. I believe the Gen 1 Rivians do not have matrix headlights. I'm going to double check that, but I think Gen 2 R1s will have matrix headlights. What do I think about driving it? I think it's great. I love it. It's fun to drive. It's similar to the truck, except that this feels a little smaller. I mean, physically it is shorter than the R1T truck. But I like it. I like it. If I had to choose between this or the Model X, I'm not really sure. I mean, having had the Model X, maybe it's a bit of a biased answer. Like, I just want something different now, that I would probably lean more towards the R1S. But here's the thing. Here's a couple of things to consider that you should lean towards a Tesla. Here are a couple of things that you're just not gonna find in any other vehicle except for a Tesla. Number one, if you're into Tesla full self-driving, the FSD stuff, you're not gonna find it anywhere else but Tesla vehicles. Number two, if you love the performance, again, like I said, on paper, this may look like it's almost as fast on paper, but the way it feels, man, the Plaid is much zippier. Again, this is also a heavier vehicle, but if you're just into the performance stuff, I would lean towards a Tesla. As far as the ecosystem and the software, I think Tesla is ahead by, I would say, 2 years. I'm not going to say that the software here is bad. What's great about Rivian is lately they have been releasing software updates like every month. Every month. It's amazing. As far as safety is concerned, Tesla is rated to be one of the highest, if not the highest. So if that is a big concern to you, then I would lean more towards the Tesla. In terms of implementation of technology, I mean, I think they're pretty much the same. I mean, they're on the same path. They're headed in the same direction. It's just Tesla has been doing it longer than Rivian has, but I am excited to see what Rivian does in the future. In terms of customer service, I mean, I've been to Rivian's service. I think this is my third time now, and it's getting worse. Comparatively to Tesla, it's about the same, at least from my experience. I mean, I have videos documenting my experiences with Tesla service as well as Rivian, and they're getting about the same. I mean, I think Rivian tries to be just like Tesla so much that they're just dropping in customer service. Now, one thing that Rivian has an advantage of is if you do like to go off-roading and stuff, you have that option and you don't have to do anything else. You just have to figure out whether or not you want all-terrain tires or road tires. But even then, you could always purchase one or the other afterwards. There is no option like that, at least for the Model X. I don't think there are any options for that. They both have suspension that could go up or down, but as far as going off-roading on a Model X, I don't know. But my friend Sean, who has a Model Y Performance, did outfit his Model Y, and he has gone off-roading on his Model Y. So you could do stuff like that with the Model Y. For the Model X, I'm not too sure. R1S, yes you can. R1T, yes you can. So if that's your thing, then I would lean more towards getting a Rivian than getting a Tesla. Now, as you can see from this video, I've shown you a comparison between the Model X and the Rivian R1S, and that third row is a bit more spacious, as well as the trunk space with the third row seats up. So I got the suitcases falling in the back. But yeah, the size of the frunk is also an advantage. It is huge. Plus you have the air compressor that's included. There's just a lot of stuff that comes with this car that you do not see with the Tesla Model X, and vice versa. So it really is what kind of owner you are, what kind of things you expect from the vehicle that should help you determine whether or not you should go with the Rivian R1S or Tesla Model X or another vehicle, because there's also the upcoming Lucid Gravity. They have a Kia EV9. There's just more things coming out in the market for us to choose from, and that's the great thing about it. So between the two, I actually wouldn't mind having either one. I mean, I think, you know, but a combination of having Rivian and Tesla, I think is really great. And that's what I have. So that's pretty much about it. Let me know what you think between the two videos that I've shared with you guys, whether you're going to go for a Model X or an R1S. Now, keep in mind, a quad motor R1S is probably going to set you back over $100,000, whereas a Model X Plaid, the top of the line, will set you under 100,000 unless you change the exterior color, the interior color, and if you go with 22-inch wheels instead of the 20-inch. R1S, you could choose between 20 and 22-inch. For, I think you could get them for all terrains, road tires. And even within those, there's different finishes on the wheels, I believe. So just go and check that out. And again, if you are going to purchase a Tesla or a Rivian, I have referral links in the video description below. But do let me know, which one would you go with, a Rivian or a Tesla? Man, if it was a perfect world, or why not make it a perfect world, get both, one of each. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, please like. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.